Hi, I'm Anthony Mena, and this is Strength Coach TV, where we bring you to some successful facilities to give you a tour and an inside look into how people are running their businesses. Today we head to Scarsdale, New York, to my friend Todd Giorgi's studio, Revive Fitness. Now, although Revive is a small studio, Todd's doing some great things there. He recently moved his location, so I wanted to get him on to talk about why he did that. Also to get him on to talk about some staffing issues. So we're gonna head over to Revive in a minute. Before we do that though, just an update on Dana Cavallia's Major League Strength. We're not gonna do an update today in terms of going into the studio, but he's very close to doing a grand opening, so I wanted to wait until he gets his grand opening, and then we're gonna do a full tour of the finished product. So that's coming up hopefully next week, the next episode. So let's head over to Scarsdale to Todd Giorgi and Revive Fitness Studio.
Whether you're opening a small personal training studio or a major strength and conditioning facility, Perform Better's fitness facility design team will work with you from layout to installation to create the fitness facility design that best meets your needs and budget. Their team of facility design experts is dedicated to bringing you the best advice and equipment to help you and your teams perform better. Go to performbetter.com to fill out a facility design form, and one of their trained facility designers will contact you to get started on your fitness facility today. When I open 5 Iron Fitness, I use Perform Better, and I can't recommend them highly enough. Go to performbetter.com.
All right, welcome to Revive Fitness Studio. We're here in Scarsdale, New York. Here with my good friend Todd Giorgi. Todd, thanks for coming on today, first of all.
Thanks for having me.
We go way back. We actually both started at Equinox about 7-8 years ago. We both worked there for about 2 years. Both came from the restaurant business.
Yeah.
And we both left at the same time. We were both working for a friend of ours, kind of an hourly rent, where we would go in and pay whatever sessions we had. We would give him a cut. And then 4 months apart, Todd opened his place first,
Yep.
and then I opened my place. Both places have gone through a lot of changes, but what I want to start out with right now is this is Todd's second location. How long have you been here?
We opened up January.
Okay.
So January of this year.
Okay, so almost a year now.
Yep.
We're coming up on almost a year. I loved your last location, first of all. Great downtown Scarsdale. Scarsdale's a great community. He's still in Scarsdale, so we're still in Scarsdale. He was already in Scarsdale, but he was on the second floor. Beautiful space. Love that space. Talk to us about what made you move. Like, what were the circumstances that made you move?
Absolutely, cool. And great questions. So when I found the space, it was November of 07. A lot was going on, actually. I'd left errands, got married, went on my honeymoon, came home and signed the lease, and basically opened up like 6 weeks later. And it was at the Five Corners, which is a very, very popular area in Westchester, and everybody knows the Five Corners. I chose the name Five Corners Fitness, Five Corners Health and Fitness. Yeah. That place did well for a few years, really, really loved the location, but it was also right before the economy kind of tanked.
Yeah, I know, I was there.
Exactly. And we did well there for a while, but again, the rent we were paying there because of a few years ago was much, much higher, much higher. And the second floor didn't seem to be a problem at the time because I just thought the location was going to be great. But being on the second floor, we weren't allowed signage. We couldn't have an A-frame outside. So advertising and getting people to know we were there were really, really tough. It was really tough.
Yeah, although you had great free parking.
Huge parking lot.
Yeah, and that there was
one of the only biggest free parking lots in Scarsdale.
Yeah, and it's a vibrant area too. There's lots of stuff going on. Balducci's is over there,
across
right?
the street,
a lot of stuff going on over there. But I did come and visit you that time, and it was hard to kind of figure out which door to go in. So again, you're not going to get any drive-by or walk-in traffic like they're going to see that you get here. I do want you to mention though, in the beginning, you're Czech certified, and in the beginning your partner was Czech.
Correct.
And you were hiring a lot of Czech certified. Talk to us about that experiment with only hiring Czech.
Completely. And it's funny you said that. one of the reasons why I chose to leave Equinox was obviously to just offer clients, a much better package, a much better service. And that was the thing. I was going in there doing my thing, which was really heavily based in correctives at the time. And you had 300-pound people doing plyo jump box, and it was kind of like right next to you. It just didn't fly. And so I felt if I'm opening up my own space and it's not as big as his was, the first space I had was about 1,100 square feet. Gym was a little bit smaller than this, around 650, 700. Having that unity as far as what our message is, because when somebody comes there, the first question is, what do you guys do here? What are you all about? Oh, you're a private club. How are you different than the guys across the street? Or how are you different than Equinox? Okay, you're a little bit more money. Can you tell me why that is? So again, I was heavily into that. I got into the check program in 05 and 06, and it's just really was my first initial kind of explosion into the fitness industry, other than doing the weekend ISSA, ACE course. Was my first exposure to, wow, there's really a lot more involved in getting people better, getting people healthy. Why are they in pain? Because every client was coming in, my neck hurts, my hip hurts, my doctor said I shouldn't lunge, I shouldn't squat. So I wanted to really offer a message where, hey, we're the authority here. We know how to take you from point A to point B and not get you hurt and actually get you results. So when we first opened, I wanted to, I had met somebody who was a check level 2 as well, and we had the same idea, the same passion, and we hired a couple of the people that started to do that program. So everybody was doing the same thing. It's the same thing, like if 3 people come in here and work with 3 different trainers. If you're all having them squat different ways, no, you're supposed to squat like this, or no, you're supposed to squat like this. Again, the message is going to get blurred, because if somebody's training with me one day, when they train with my, my other trainers here, it should be the same.
Exactly, absolutely. And that's part of, we talk about that E-Myth concept, the franchise model, where, you could hire great people and teach them what, your philosophy, et cetera, instead of maybe getting guys who were, check certified, who spent a lot of money, who probably asked for a little bit more money than the average trainer
without a doubt
might have asked. So it's a little bit different. And if you're writing the programs anyway, I guess it wouldn't matter. But
and those were my hardships then, because again, they had spent a significant amount of money on their education, because it's not like the $400 or $500. I mean, the first level you're spending $2,500. So because of that, they were looking for a little bit more than you would get at the average gym. So our rates were a little bit higher. My rent was through the roof. And those were really the biggest factors that were weighing in as far as why I needed to make a move and make a change and do something different.
Cool. Well, you got a great little space in here, and I want to, when you look at this space, you're not going to see a lot to it, but there's a lot that Todd did, and we're going to start out outside, because that was a big factor in kind of having that exposure. This area here is also very vibrant with the train station, and lots of people kind of going in and coming by, lots of walk-ins. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So we're going to go outside and get a tour of the inside as well.
Hey everybody, Todd, Giorgi, Revive Fitness Studio, and we're outside the building here. One of the key factors in moving from the old location was I was on the second floor, and right now I've got a storefront building, Scarsdale Avenue in Scarsdale, very popular area. The train's right there. Train station is right through that light. So it's a heavily populated area as far as drive-by, cars driving by, and foot traffic as well. And again, it's a standalone building. There's nobody below us, to the side of us, behind us. So for music, doing tornado ball, medicine ball, things like that, really allowed us to do that. And the biggest part, I must say, that has been the biggest change from my old business to this one is signage. A-frame outside, kettlebell classes. I post different things here depending on what we're offering, if we're offering specials or anything like that. Signage on the window and awning. I was not able to have that due to the town regulations and for my lease for my old place, and people did not know I was there. The biggest thing I can talk about again is people need to know where you are. So they drive by. Yesterday alone, it was a big day here. We did like 20-25 sessions between me and the trainers. We had 3 walk-ins. 3 people just stopped by. They saw the kettlebell classes sign and, hey, what are you guys doing? We've had more walk-ins since we've been here in about 8-9 months after construction than I did 3 years in the other place. So really, yeah, I love that, and we're gonna head inside now and start the tour, okay?
And I think also plenty of parking still. So although it's not free, at least you still have
plenty of parking.
Right
There's tons of meter spaces, and even now is a little bit busier. But up and down the block, there's the side street for parking, and we even have a driveway on the side as well, where we can fit up to 3 cars. Nice. So usually a client can always park there too. So okay. We did a lot of internal changes. This was a make-your-own pottery studio when we got it. The only window, visible light coming in, was this front window right here in the door. Obviously, we left that. Other than that, when we started construction, every other window that we put in, that is here, we had put in. My old studio had 13 windows on the second floor. It was one of the biggest things I loved about it, was all the light coming in. So I wanted to recreate that, because I had my clients there for a few years that really loved that. So we put in this window, we put in that one, we put in one in the bathroom, we put a couple in back as well, which really allows enough light to come in. We had old school radiators here, put in a hydro air system, so I got our heat and our air conditioning. That was all put in, and the lighting as well. They had the old fluorescent lighting, which is the last thing you want to be looking up at, just kills your eyes. So we put in to kind of give you like the warehouse lighting, like that warehouse feel. Really high ceilings. My other place, second floor, it was office space. Yeah. So if you're doing a clean and press, I mean, you were knocking down lights or hitting the ceiling. It was a little tough. You had to maneuver in there. So there's another factor as far as getting this space here. When we first opened, my model was going to have a couple of massage therapists here, and as well myself doing body work. So all this in this corner, this was a room that we had built out in my original construction back in January and February. So a lot of the squat rack, the deadlifting platform was really in the center. So it looked spacious until you put 2 or 3 clients in here and then trainers, and then it got it to be a little crowded. So what I did was I turned the back office into just a sole massage room to offer that service as well. We blew that out and expanded the gym. I did that a few months ago for the need of it. And the need of that was because I started to offer classes as well, in addition to the one-on-one training. Did like some hypertrophy, fat loss, boot camps during the afternoon, during our down hours. It was a great way to get some of the local guys involved, get them working at an affordable rate. But to just rewind a little bit as well, we had to, there was an existing bathroom here. We had to put in a shower. Well, I wanted to put in a shower for the clients coming in the morning, getting their workout in, and then wanting to get on the train. So that held us up a little bit because we had to get an ADA-approved shower that could fit a wheelchair. So that took a little bit longer as far as plumbing permits. Yeah. Learn about permits after the fact and how long they take. And we did this right around Christmas and New Year's when we were making the move, so it was tough to get that.
Todd, this front desk, are you selling anything here?
The goal is, when I first opened, I would have liked to have somebody at the front desk greeting clients, taking their coats, making shakes, things like that, offering supplements. We're starting to build that end of the business now. So 6 months down the line, I'd like to have a front desk person making post-workout shakes, protein shakes, selling some high-quality protein powders, that sort of thing, and supplementation, fish oil, D3, anything like that, just to go hand in hand with the nutrition and lifestyle coaching that we do here as well, encompassing that big picture.
Cool, so not just training, you do some other, what would tell everybody else?
Yeah, absolutely, and we talked a little bit before about the starting with my Czech training. I eventually became a Czech level 4, and I'm passionate about this. I love learning, and I don't have a huge ego where I think I know everything. I continue to learn. I can always get something from somebody. So I really got into body work, correcting posture, some pain treatment, nutrition and lifestyle. So I think that's very important, and a lot of good small gyms work with a therapist, a physical therapist, a chiropractor, somebody, because everybody needs that. People do not move well, and as Greg Cook says, move well, then move often. That's what we want them to do here. So the service I offer here is they can get all of that here. We can do some corrective body work, we can do trigger point, we can correct posture, help people with pain, as well as give them phenomenal workouts and coach them through nutrition and lifestyle habits as well.
Cool.
So yeah.
Anything changing in here also, like in the future? I know you said you were thinking of starting to offer a couple more classes right now, it looks like you could probably put about 10 people in a class. Anything structurally or equipment-wise you're going to change?
Yeah, absolutely. Equipment-wise, no. I'm just going to get rid of one piece of equipment here, the gluten ham. I've had it for a while. But again, definitely more for the athletic population. I went and got the 45-degree hyper, which goes to horizontal and takes up a little less space. It's newer. And I added a couple other things, the hamstring curl, the leg press, which is a hack squat as well, the deadlifting platform. These things I did not have in the other studio. Again, it was a little bit smaller, so I wasn't allowed as much space. So as far as equipment, that's probably it. And once this gets out of the way, that'll really allow us to do some classes here, some more classes. And we're offering those, to just get started, morning class, afternoon class, evening class, maybe a weekend one, and see how that goes from there.
Cool, let's check out the back.
Cool, great. So the back here as well, I told you it was a pottery place, so they had the furnaces back here, or the stoves, whatever they did, and it was just hallway space. So all of this is entirely built out. Everything is built out. There were not offices here. There was no sheetrock. So we created a little office here, if you want to just come back. And this is kind of for our trainers in between clients. They have a little downtime. They can come back here, open up their laptops, email, that sort of thing. Again, we put in this little window here. And we have a massage therapist that comes as well and sees clients. And back here, again, this is built out. This is my office and treatment room. So this is where I'm wearing both hats, as the therapist, as the trainer, and also running the business. So, which surprisingly didn't realize how much work was involved in that once I opened up the business. So this gives me enough space. And again, my days are split. I had probably 3 training clients today, and I had 3 bodywork clients that I saw back here, which is great for me because I love to break up my time. I'm just not in the gym the whole time. That really works for me. Some sessions are 50-50. Some I'm back here the whole time, and some days I'm out there for 8 hours. So
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we do have a back which will eventually be used. There's like a little patio back there. In the summertime we went out there, cool. And it's kind of full of leaves and stuff now. But
how will they get out there? Is it just
through the front door, and you can walk around the side. But we can fit again about 6 people back there. So nice. It didn't work out for this year because I had to get it cleaned up back there. But that's going to eventually be a site for some outside classes when the weather's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Todd, thank you so much for giving us the tour. Looks great. And
thanks, Anthony.
Definitely love the having the storefront here. That's pretty cool.
It's phenomenal. Thanks, Anthony.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode 14 of Strength Coach TV. Thanks to Todd Giorgi for taking some time out to give us a tour and chatting with us about some of the issues that he's dealt with. We have some great stuff coming up. We have Dana Cavalier's grand opening of Major League Strength. We have Frank Dolan coming up with his new studio, Sports and Fitness Performance, and we have Drive 495 coming up. I know I've been talking about Drive 495 for a while. We just couldn't schedule it together, but I was there last week. It's a phenomenal studio. So we're going to talk to Don Saladino. He's going to give us a tour. It's going to be some great stuff. So some great stuff coming up. Check back at strengthcoachtv.com. My name's Anthony Mena, and I will speak to you next time.